Welcome back to the Sparky Park Angels franchise. We are approaching the Major League Baseball draft for 2025, and I thought we should take a look at our top pick in the 2024 draft, which was David Lakdawala. He is a 6'5" righty out of Illinois. He went to the University of Illinois, and he is great at limiting walks and home runs, but we're working on that hits per nine and that strikeouts per nine. We want this guy to develop into a top of the rotation arm. We think he's got that ability, and I'd love to see that happen. So we're going to take a look at him. He and his teammates at the Rocket City Trash Pandas are taking on the Smokies, who can apparently dance through the bench before the game. I'm not sure what was going on there, but we're taking on the Smokies, and 3-1 pitch flies out, and we've got one down. Then here's a slapper right at the second baseman. So we've got two quick outs already in this game, and then we get a single up the middle. Not liking giving up a hit, so we're trying to limit that, but that's what we get. So giving up a single, rather have that than anything else. But here we go, fly out to left. That ends the inning. So it wasn't too much trouble for Lakdawala here. So Lakdawala has 4 pitches primarily. He works with his 2 fastballs are at the top of that list. It's a 4-seamer and a cutter, which move pretty well so far. He also has a slider and a sinker. His sinker is not nearly, he doesn't throw that nearly as hard as he throws his fastball and his cutter. So he's got 3 fastballs and 1 off-speed pitch in his slider, which makes it a difficult makeup against lefties. So here we go. We get our first strikeout against a left-handed batter. His sinker seems to max out around 89 miles an hour, which is not ideal, but it seems to work for him a little like an off-speed pitch. So if we don't use it, say nearly the way we would his mid-90s 4-seamer, but use it as a change of pace pitch, it may give us a little bit more to work with. His cutter, similarly, is nearly as fast as his 4-seamer. It's a low 90s. Seen it cap out around 93 or 94. It's gotten his 4-seamer up to about 96 or 7. So he's got... Oh, jeez. That was a cutter that didn't cut. Almost got him in the head. Did not like that throw, and he didn't like getting hit. Now we've got 2 runners on with only 1 out, which is not where we want to be. So let's focus. Let's bear down and get these guys out. So we've got a fly out to center field, so that should make it 2 outs. The runner holds. All right, 2 outs, 2 on, and we're facing Preciado, who grounds out to second to end the inning. All right, he points. You did it. There we go. Also finding his slider is not a good swing and miss pitch yet. So hopefully we can develop a little bit more miss in the swing and miss part. Meanwhile, he gives up a single pass, the diving Paris at short. Wait, I think Paris is at second. All right, here's Lakdawalla pitching, 3-2 count, and he gets him swinging. So he's, I'm worried about his ability to get lefties out, but he's having it seems like he's striking more lefties out than righties. Nope, I say that and we strike a righty out. That's 2 in a row. Lefty and a righty, both on that slider. He gets a high fly ball out to right field, and it drops in and over the wall for an automatic or ground rule double. And that may have saved us, saved that run come in. So now we got second and third, 2 outs. And we strike them out with the high cheese. Love to see that. Lakdawalla is pumped. He gave up that extra base hit, and he was like, nope, not having it. I like the fight. I like the fight in that. All right, here we go. 1-2 count to Kevin Padlow, and he gets him looking. Just stares right at that slider. Catching the inside part of the plate. Beautiful. Here is Scott, 2-2 count. He paints the same corner to catch him looking. Backdoor slider. 2 strikeouts in a row on that same spot. Here we go. Gets him looking on a high cutter. So that is 3 strikeouts, 3 batters. Excellent display by Lakdawalla here. 8-0 is the score. I think he's got enough cushion, don't you? Fly ball, they can't get to. It's hard to call that a bloop single. That sucker was a fly ball that dropped in. He's pointing to his guns, but man, that was. I don't think that's a hit you want to be celebrating over. But he's a drive handled by the first baseman to second, back to first for the double play. He's out anyway. Teixeira shows off the leather. There's a lane popping up to the first baseman to get out of that inning with very little trouble. Lakdawalla is looking like he is on fire. This is an excellent game to be pitching with him. Just keeps getting these ground balls, these fly balls. He's he is a pitch to contact kind of pitcher at the moment, which we need to develop that strikeout ability. But fly ball, he got to it. All right, 2 away, 1-2 count. Gets him looking.
Yeah.
Yes. Another strikeout for Lakdawalla. And the Trash Pandas have an 8-0 lead. Looks like Yvonne Armstrong is coming to finish off the game, but that was 8 shutout innings for Lakdawalla here in this one against the Tennessee Smokies. And that looks like the ball game. 8-0. 8 innings, 5 hits, 9 strikeouts, no walks or earned runs for Lakdawalla. He definitely earned player of the game and the win. So let's take a look at the pitcher analysis. We'll take a look and see at how our pitches performed. And it looks like we used the four-seamer the most, but we mixed up his other pitches, the cutter, the sinker, the slider, in about equal measure. The only one that had any trouble was the sinker. It looks like they only swung at it twice and got a hit off of it one time, making it the worst pitch of the bunch, but he limited hits on all of them. So that was a pretty dominant performance by Lakdawalla, especially considering his limited strikeout ability so far. We're going to go against the Birmingham Barons now. We've got a couple of contests, and this is the last one we'll get to before the draft this year. So we're going to give him a chance to take the mound one more time and get a chance to get another good look at him against a different opponent.
Now playing second.
Probably get a different kind of experience, I expect. We got the leadoff hitter, Womack. 1-2 count, drives it to first. First baseman Teixeira just takes it and takes care of it all by himself, one away. Here's Stewart, who drives it to the short and throws it to first for out number 2. Here's Blake Hunt, who swings and flies one out to right field. That should be it. 1-2-3, first inning. Noticed even though we got 9 strikeouts in that last game, Lakdawala didn't get a strikeout until like the 3rd inning, halfway through the 2nd inning. So, I lost him on that cutter. Lakdawala went full and then couldn't get him to swing. That was a tough at bat. There's flies out to left along the 3rd baseline. One away, one on. Trash Pandas already have a 4-0 lead against the Barons. But here's a single to right, and now we've got 2 on with 1 out. So Lakdawala, we need to bear down and keep that ball in the yard. All right, that one's high. 1-0 count to Toffee, who drives it to second. That should be an easy double. Oh, he throws it off the bat, pulls him off the bag, and its bases are now loaded. That should have been a double play. It was tailor-made double play ball. Bases juiced, 1 out. Fly ball to deep left center. That'll score the run. Runner will advance to 3rd. 4-1 lead now. 2 outs. Runners at the corners now for Gatewood, who drives it to the 2nd baseman. Flips to first. Gets out of trouble here. Lakdawala loves when his 2nd baseman finishes that off. All right, here's the new inning. Grounder up the middle. Shortstop gets it to first for the first out of the inning. Looks like that's Acosta playing short. Here's Stewart, the batter. He swings and misses on a cutter at the knees. All right, here is Hunt up to hit. He's 0 for 1, 2-2 count. Comebacker right at the pitcher. And we'll throw to first. That ends the inning. Lakdawala, it is interesting to note, has he's got a good fielding ability, but terrible throwing arm, which is always ironic when you can throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. You average 95, and then you can't throw to first base. That's his weakness is both throwing power is like 30 and his throwing accuracy is like 22 or something ridiculous. The CPU has been training up his fielding arm, which is interesting. And the shortstop threw the 2nd baseman. Another inning-ending double play that has been turns into an error, and 2 runners in scoring position now with 1 out for Will Toffee, and we get him swinging. So that's 2 outs. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Drives out to deep right field. It's off the wall. Both runners are in with that stand-up double. It's now 4-3 Trash Pandas. Gatewood up to bat, and he slaps that down the right field line, and it's fair. It so looked foul. But that's a double. That's another RBI double, and it's now 4-4. We need to bear down here and get this guy out. Womack, and he flies out to deep center field to end the hurting, and that's 3 more runs coming in to score, and we are tied up middle of the 4th, 4-4. All right, here we go. Top of the 5th, we get Stewart swinging on the slider. We need to get that. I want that to be what he does a lot more of. I want to see a lot of swing and miss on that slider. Here we go. A high fly ball to shallow center field. Easy play for our center fielder. So now there are 2 gone. And for Gorski, who drills one up the middle again for a single into center field. Hit that 2-2 pitch pretty solidly. So runner on, 2 out. There's the pitch right to the second baseman. Goes to first. There we go. Out of the inning. Will be relieved by Eric Torres for the 6th inning, but they're congratulating, can't say that, Lakdawala, because I think he's going to get the win. He did. We must have scored in the bottom of that inning. But that was not our best performance. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, a walk, and no earned runs. All 4 of them were unearned. So it would have been a better performance. He was already up to 90 pitches through 5 innings. But this was a bit more of a spread out his pitches among all 4 of his pitches, using them in a variety of ways. There was a little more variety that didn't rely as much on four-seamer, though that is his best pitch. Well, as I came out of that game, I got a notification that Adolis Garcia was on the trading block, which seems ridiculous for a team that has playoff aspirations. So I went looking, and I found Maxwell Myers sitting here. He was drafted last year, like he was in last year's draft, and the Arizona Diamondbacks are looking to, I think they're looking to upgrade. And so they're dangling this prospect. Now he's 22 with a 53 overall. So his progression needs to be really steep for him to achieve his potential. But I like that kind of challenge. So let's see what they want. They want a center fielder, closer, a third baseman, and a reliever. We can't help them with center field. I don't think that they really even need one. Same thing with third base. I think they're just being greedy. Now, closer they need. Reliever they could use, especially in place of the fact that they need a closer really badly. So they don't want Drew Pomeranz, that's for sure. But it is possible that we might be able to give them one of ours. And let's try Robert Stevenson, and they'll take him. I mean, I could try going down the list, but I think this is the play, because they could use him. This is where he is. He's not going to regress if he's pitching well for us at the moment. We've got him 2 more. He's got a contract for another year after this one. It's a little steep as contracts go, but they've got room. They want to make the playoffs. He instantly upgrades their bullpen right now and gives them much more stability. He's got some closing experience, so he could replace Brad Hand right away. Chances are Kevin Ginkel's their closer, and he could serve as a setup man. I think this works. Let's do it. Done. So we just got ourselves another prospect to add to our minor league system. So now we need someone to replace Stevenson in the bullpen. And I think Michael Kopech might be the one. He's the best of the bunch, but I want to look and see how everyone's doing. And everyone is pitching well, except Ben Joyce, but everyone else is pitching well at AAA. Michael Kopech's pitching the best, so he is totally the guy. So we may as well just go for it. I mean, look at that. He's got a .91 whip. That is insane. He has been lights out at AAA, so we'll bring him up. Give him another chance at the majors. I wanted to keep him down there, but I think this makes the most sense. All right, let's jump into this opportunity to look at our draft. We have the MLB draft this week, the 2025 draft, and this is what we've got. So this is as I've said before, this is a pitcher heavy draft. There is nobody No position players that we are looking at in the top spot. We're not going to take that closer, so we'll skip him. So we've got a few guys that I think are really all vying for the top spot. I don't think a single one of them screams the best player in the draft. I think Rick Weston would be if that overall said 80, because it would mean that his 98 potential was real. But I think he's really a B potential player, and I want an A potential player from the number 1 pick. I'm not looking for a high floor, low ceiling player. I'm looking for a high ceiling player. Preferably with a high floor. And so it's going to be a pitcher. It's just going to have to be a pitcher. Though Darryl Stabby is who we looked at. He looks like a solid choice. He opted out of his exam, but look at this. I like him as our second round pick, because he is not very many other clubs are probably looking at him. He looks like the second baseman. That same guy. He's going to be a high floor guy with a chance of having a decent ceiling. I think there's a real chance to have a pretty good ceiling. He's probably a B potential player, or high C, but probably B, given that his draft rank. I think I think he would be a steal for us at number 2, and he's a position player. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. We also have a bunch. You start looking at second and third round picks. Hopefully Connor Hamill would be there. I might look at him at second base, especially if everyone is thinking of him as a late third rounder. If we get him at the top of the second round, he's still value to us at that level. There are a few other guys. Enrique Cairo looks interesting. But one of the challenges I had with this draft is just sort of remembering how this sort of goes when it's a pitcher-heavy draft and there aren't a lot of position players. You then have to scour to go looking for them. And most of the ones that I was looking at were going down. All the top ones were going down. So you could see some of them, and as I'm scouting them, they're all going down. And so then you have to shift gears, and you just don't have enough time to scout them all. So we didn't have the best luck with scouting of position players anyway. So I'm not super keen on most of them, but there are a few in here that I think we could look at. Gavin Ruiz, I want to point him out. His interest is like 20 something. We can't draft him because his interest is just too low, which makes me wonder if none of the third basemen want to be drafted by us, because we have a lot of prospects at third base. So that's probably one of the troubles for us. But you need their interest. It has to be at least 40, because you're not going to be able to bring it up. Now, Forrest Aldridge, I'm looking at him in the third round because look at that power. He's got light tower power in the third round. He's not good at anything else. But if you can get somebody with that kind of power in the third round and with a potential high C, low B kind of player, yeah, why not? So like I said, all of these positions are a wash. So let's take a look at the pitchers. Cesar Vizcaino is our top starting pitcher on the board, followed by Sean Lozano. Cesar Vizcaino is he's 5'11", so he's a little on the shorter side of pitchers, but that's fine. Out of Panama, he's a high school age player, and he's really well balanced. Again, you look at the per nines, all of them at the plus level. He is going to be really well balanced. He's got a good pitch mix, though he has a suboptimal fastball, and that does worry me. But he's got a plus slider, and I'm a big fan of having a plus slider on my pitchers. So that part looks good, but I love his per nines. Sean Lozano, on the other hand, it may be the safer pick, but Vizcaino is a little bit more of the balanced pick. I like Sean Lozano as the safer pick in the draft. He's 3-3 MLB and our team ranking. He's a lefty. He's 20. He's a JUCO out of the Dominican Republic. He's got a 4-pitch mix. Again, it's a 4-pitch mix that works on both sides to lefties and righties. I like that he has plus walks per 9 and plus hits per 9. I think that works really well for us. As we're simming, he also potentially has plus stamina, which will be even better, so he can pitch late into games. He only has average stuff, so he has average velocity and average break, and his pitches aren't terribly exciting. Amari Fernandez, who is the lowest of the three, but maybe the most interesting to me. He's a lefty. He's big-bodied at 6'4", 233, so he's a lot like Lakdawala. He's a high school age kid out of Venezuela. He's got 4 pitches, all of which work on both sides with a slider, curveball, and changeup. He's got 2 of them are plus pitches, the curveball and the changeup, which is great because you could use both of those. There's a plus strikeout pitch against both sides of the plate. His fastball being average, I'd love it if it weren't, but I'd love that to be plus 2, but I'm not going to be a beggar or chooser on this one. But look at that, especially for simming, his double plus hits, double plus walks. Those 2 will sim really well. And then to have a potential plus strikeouts that he could develop into a strikeout pitcher. I think Amari Fernandez, and look at that, he's got plus pitch break probably already, if not double plus. So he's going to be excellent. Will Cheney is the dark horse of this list. He's also another lefty, another high schooler age out of Puerto Rico, an international prospect. But look at all the green along that whole future side. Looking at if he's anywhere near his potential, he's going to be plus at everything. So of these 4 pitchers, he's the only one that has a plus velocity and break. He also is the only one with a plus fastball. His running fastball is going to be good, and his sweeping curve will be good. So he's going to be lights out against lefties. No lefty's going to want to face him at all. But he does have a changeup that will make righties mad. But he's a solid pick. Very tempting. Dallas Ross is an interesting pick. Look at the separation between his potential and his overall. It's nearly 40 points. Now, he is a high school international prospect out of Germany, which has me really interested in his upside. I'm not taking him in the first round at all, but the fact that he is a discovered prospect, the chances are that limits how many other teams will be even knowing he exists. I don't love any of the numbers. I don't love where he's at his development and where it would take, but there's so much upside. He's a guy with a ton of upside, and if he gets anywhere near it and you get him in the 3rd round or the 4th round, it'll be a steal. So Cesar Vizcaino and Sean Lozano, Amari Aubrey, and Will Cheney. I mean, these guys are probably who we're looking at. Now, there are a few other pitchers further down. If they slide down the chart, Ralph Doe might be interesting. If any of these guys slide down later in the draft, we might be looking to find them. And one of the things that I'm going to do going into this, I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and I'm just going to complete the scouting of those international pitchers, because the 3 of those 4 top pitchers I'm looking at are all at 95. So I'm just going to finish it off. I'm just going to scout them all together one time. We're going to just to finish them all off to make sure that we're making the right decision. I'm looking at Robbie McCall right now. I'm thinking about him in the 2nd or 3rd round. Again, there are these sorts of players we're only half scouted. We're going to discover. You keep discovering till the end to see if anyone else pops at the last minute. But yeah, that is it. That is what we've got. That is our draft preview. We are going with a pitcher, but we're going to find out next time which one, because they are all going to be good. They're all good pitching options for us. So next time it's the draft. We're heading into it. There is excitement ahead. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time. Have a good one.